So what we've got planned tonight is just a little review on what we did last week, and then we'll get into kind of this first part of this prayer. And once again, I want to stress that I'm just merely providing these things that you hear people say, these elders, these old timers, these people would say, these little phrases, and just try to get you to feel comfortable in praying, maybe just to yourself, maybe just at that meal at the house to yourself, but want to try and provide that for you. But continue to eat. I'm going to kind of, does anybody have any questions from last week as you got home, kind of thought about anything? Everybody good? What we're going to do tonight is, it's part I kind of don't like, because I think in these language classes, I like to have this. I like to be right here, just kind of going back and forth. And boy, you hear it, and you talk it, and you're listening, and you hear other people's. But what I want to do is, it's like a quiz, it's like a test, but you're going to grade your own paper. You're going to but it's just to see where you're at, just kind of self-evaluation. I'm not going to take them up, but just going to hand these out. Like I said, the one part I like about it is it's going to be quiet for a little bit, because that first part is just the reading. You're going to read it and then try to write in the correct answer. But that also is trying to, some of us really work well when we hear something, But some of us, man, it clicks when we read it, So I'm trying to hit all of that. So it'll be a little quiet here for the first, as we get started, that first couple parts. But it's just, you'll see, and then we'll go over it and we'll talk about them. And then once we get through that, we'll kind of have a few more exercises. Then we'll get into that, like might say, that opening of that prayer part. But there's plenty of food, drinks. If you're still hungry, keep going. We've got a lot of food there. I'm just going to pass these out now, and then we'll get started. But continue to eat if you are hungry. Anybody need a pen? All right. First hand up, you get the pick. You got the pick of whichever one. Oh, that's the best one. All right. Everybody good? Good, got a pen? You all right? Everybody's good? Need a pen? All right. It's like the short straw. Where's my glasses? There you are, ma'am. Okay. There you are. Guys, we're going to go over these. So just fill out the first two. Yeah, thank you. Good to see you. Made it pretty easy for you. Who's Pizza Bones? I know.
I wasn't here last time, so I might fail it.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were working away, miss. There it is. Okay. So this first one, that first page, just stick to that first page. Go through there. Do your best. Like I said, this is the part I like when it's just quiet in a language class. But you have a word bank up top. Just do your best. You know what I'm saying? When in a language class, it shouldn't be this quiet, but like I said, this part, you know, kind of maybe helps those that like that reading part of it, reading. Cement some of that stuff in. When I first started learning, I kind of I saw it written first. I'd just have to think, and then I would see it written, and then I would say it. Hope you all feel comfortable. Make yourself at home. Like I said, get coffee, drinks, food. I'd like you to feel comfortable in here. Any pen?
Yes.
All right.
Sorry, thank you.
So, in that last class we talked about there's a number of writing systems that tribes use, linguists use. I just tried, you know, we're already kind of out of our comfort zone, and I just tried to make this as easy as possible. You know, using that English letters. As we get in further, you can see the Siouan IPA, and that shows stress and this and that, but just tried to make this as simple as possible. That I is an E sound like Spanish. But does anybody need any more time? We're just working on that first page, then we'll go over it, and then we'll move on to that second page. But working ahead, want to get it done. It's going on. We're good? Good as we're going to get? All right, let's go. Let's start with that number one. Medicine. Anybody, how do we say that? Medicine. Makon is medicine, just by itself.
Okay.
That tail you added takes another direction, right?
For the car.
Yeah. So just medicine by itself is makon. And what did we say about that last week? Do you remember? We're kind of breaking those syllables down. Ma is pertaining to the ground of the earth. Gon is a root. So that medicine is that ma gon, that root of the ground. Ma gon. Okay, number 2. I'm happy to see you. I'm glad to see you. Anybody? Iwikide on dogany. Iwikide on dogany. Iwikide, I'm happy to see, or I see you. And on dogany, I'm happy. I'm glad. Good to see you. Virginia, Iwikide on dogany. Makes me happy to see you. I feel good. Table. Awanombade. That wanombade is what? Eat, meal. It's that whole fixings, right? Aw is upon. On or upon. So that's what we're eating that meal upon. Awanombade, that table. Inhale something. Smell something. O-D-badon. O-D-badon. And remember that's that. That's kind of like that one. That's that one. That O-D-badon. When we're using that jonte, that cedar. O-D-badon. We're inhaling it, using that. Everybody good? Fruit. Waskide. What's skide? Skide is sweet. Wa is like those things that are. Waskide, those sweet things. All right. Sewing bag. Wabate. O-gah-pah. What was the O-gah-pah? That was the bag part. O-gah-pah, bag. If I said Mazeska O-gah-pah, be like a money bag, yeah. Just like a purse or something like that. O-gah-pah.
So that's skin then?
Ha is the skin, the hide. O-G is like, O-G's like this, putting it in there. So that O-gah-pah, this whole thing comes together and makes that bag. O-gah-pah. Water. Nee, we all got that one. Grape juice. Hazini. And what's hazi? That grape. Hazi's that grape. Ni hazini. What about that milk? Mazeni. Milk. What about tea? Mahini. What's mahi? Grass. Let's kind of talk about that. You know, that tea gets brewed out of that. Pop, soda pop. Ni potohi. Ni potohi. Coffee. Makan shah. Shah is that dark. Sa is black. Shah is dark. Buffalo. There. All right. All right, cool. Now we're going the other way. Now we're flipping it. Are we good? Are we close? All right. Let's go over those. So number 14, ha. Buffalo hide. Ha is what? The skin, the hide. Buffalo hide. Ska. That's that cow. What's ska? White. Number 16, jika. Buffalo calf. Little. What's jika? Little, young, small. Deska dejeni. Deska dejeni. Yeah. Beer. It's crude, but if you picture that, what's that dejeni? Deje. Knee, it's that urine. I mean, that's how they looked at that dejeni. Gombada. I want. Gombada. I want. Mazeska. Money. What's maze by itself? Metal, iron. So mazeska, that white metal. Hotan. Good. Hotan. Humpa hotan. Good. Pretty day. Shike. Bad. Nishike. Baron. Shike. Smell bad. Remember that OD baron? Shonke agony. Horse. What's shonke by itself? Dog. Agony? Sit up. Sit on it. Yeah, sit upon. Shonke agony wita. My horse. What's wita? Mind. Yeah, that wheat gets it to that mind. Any questions on those? Okay, now I am going to say the word. Let's say this Quapaw word. You've got your word bank still up top. And then Ia-waska. Ia-waska is translate. Ia, words, language, waska, make it clear. So Ia-waska, translate that. So first word, non-pehi. 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 If you guys remember back, we had that we were kind of talking about, it all goes with this food. Non-pehi. Number 2, non-pe-onhi. 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 You know, a lot of the things that linguists say, the first thing to go when your language starts kind of getting in trouble is that conjugation. And we have such a beautiful, rich, or even our Uga'xpa relatives, conjugation patterns. Sometimes it's easier, you know, it's to put these, kind of conjugate it like English, putting a wea or a dia on it. But man, our stuff conjugated pretty. So non-pe-onhi. Number 2, non-pe-onhi. Number 3, non-pe-dihi. 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 I said number 2, that was actually 3. 29. Okay, 30. Tata skonta. Tata skonta. Tata skonta. Number 31, ipohonji. Ipohonji.
It's going to be so fun. Her favorite word. That used to be my favorite word too, so I didn't know.
Ipohonji. Now these are all close. They all kind of relate to the same thing, but there were those just little variances. Wanombre, number 32, wanombre. 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 Number 33, onombre. 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 $34, wadate. Wadate. I think our Ponca relatives, Omaha relatives, use that one more. Wadate. $35. This is like that extra credit. It was that little obscure one we had in there. But one hombre ibachto. One hombre ibachto. If you'd like me to repeat one, let me know.
What was 20?
29 was non pe dihi. Non pe dihi. Are we good? All right. Number 27, non pehi. What are we saying? To be hungry, or it goes to root, he or she is hungry, right? Number 28, non pe onhi. I'm hungry. Number 29, non pe dihi. You hungry? Number 30, tata skonta. What do you want? Number 31, ipahonji. I don't know. Isn't that how it always goes, right? That's why we kind of had that. I'm hungry. You hungry? What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? Number 32, one hombre. Food, meal. Remember that one hombre, that's that big one. That's just, it's just that whole, it's food, it's the fixings, it's the meal, it's the eating. It's just, like that. I picture this like all that table. Thanksgiving, it's all lined up all around here. That's that one hombre. It's everything. O nombre. That's just talking about what? Food. Yeah, just that food. That food that's sitting on that table. And wadate. That's like to eat. I mean, that's like that which you eat. That which is eaten. So you're going to be all right anyway of those. Okay. Last one. One hombre ibachto. That fork, we're talking about that. It's what we kind of stab that food with. Ibachto is with which to pierce, stab. Any questions on any of that? How'd y'all do? Pretty good? Everybody got 100, right? All right.
Minus.
I was looking into that last time.
All right. So that, like I said, thank you for participating. Thank you for going through that. You know, sometimes it helps. It helps to write it down. It helps to see it. It helps to read it. And then, you know, we're going to hear it. We're going to speak it. But that's just you know, that little self-evaluation. Kind of go over and see what this, you know, might ought to look at this again. Might ought to look at this. But now at this point, based off what we've had, just review, kind of off that list, we're going to go around the room, just say anything. Anything from that list, right, that we went over last week, say anything. So the person talking, you get it in your head and say it. Then the rest of us, we're listening, we'll try to, try to translate that, try to understand what's going on. And we'll just go around the room, anything at all. And guys, if you got to read it, fine. That's fine. We're still talking our language. We're doing our best. But as a listener, you guys try to listen. Try to translate that. Virginia, can I call on you to be number one, first one?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I'm gonna do what I did last week in second. It's off the top of my head. Mazeska data skonsta. Skonta.
What'd she say? You can just drop the tata, because that's that what, like tata skonsta. But you can just say mozeska skonta,
Okay.
right? You want money? So, okay. Karen?
Wait. I'm not prepared.
What she said? Waskide. What's she saying? Fruit. Yeah, like that sweet. That's sweet stuff. Weena?
Madakni. Madakni.
Me, Dogany. Me Dogany. That's a name. We didn't go over those, but yeah, Me Dogany. Anybody know? Anybody go that far? I didn't put those on there for the test. Me Dogany. It's a name. Good son. Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was Southwest. Okay.
It is. It is. You're fine. You're fine. Everett? Ipahonji. Ipahonji. Minke. What's he saying?
He doesn't know.
He didn't know. And that minke is like, I'm sitting here. It's like a positional marker. No. Right there. Right there. What you got?
Oh man. Macaulay comes up. Macaulay comes with it.
Anybody take a stab?
Medicine water.
Yeah. All right. You hear me coming. You hear me coming. Here I come. What you got?
How you doing? No.
You got one?
Z. Shonke.
Shonke Z.
Little dog.
I was
Z.
thinking, I know a horse, like, I'm thinking, I'm trying to translate, my car's broke down.
Shonke Agani. Aninke. Aninke. Biji wajaja ia. Shonke Agani Ninke. Like don't have one. Aninke. I mean that's all you could say that. Shonke Agani. Aninke. Don't have no horse. You got one? Nishike. Whiskey. All right.
Iwigidi. Andagani. Kombada. Nakongsho.
Yeah. And in that malkonsh, remember the verb always falls at the end in our languages. You know, so that would be Monkosha. It's good to see you. He said, "Wikide andagani Monkosha kombada," instead of that way. That kombada just follows it. Those verbs always follow at the end. That's good. Nope.
Weekday and Dogane, O-gah-pah, Johnny.
Yeah. And that zani, that's that all, everything. Jean-ni, what would that be? This is one of those where if you just kind of switch them a little bit, you go, but Jean-ni, Jean being a tree, ni like sugar, sap, kind of like that. But he's happy to see us all. Happy to see us.
Tejika.
Te Jika. Mm-hmm.
O-ziha.
Ojiha. Ojiha. Just that bag. Yeah. Ojiha. Makonsha. Coffee. coffee. Good. Does everybody feel pretty comfortable about that? See, we're just using that, what we went over last time. Some people added a little bit from other classes, you know, this and that. But guys, we're talking our language. We're in here talking. We're understanding one another. And I mean, it sounds good. Sounds good. One more round, then we're done. One more round, put you on the spot, then we're done. One more round. I'm going to start this way, give Virginia. Virginia's going to have one lined up for us by the time we get over there. You got one?
Come back to me.
Come back. All right. Knee. Water. All right. Mozeska. Money.
Banashike.
Banon. Chique.
Smell bad.
Yeah. Smells bad. You got one yet?
Hey.
Te. Buffalo. Hazini. Grape juice. Also goes over to wine too. Also goes over to wine. Hang on. Get that's O-Guah-Pos. All right. If you got my email on that thing, just if you got any questions, let me know. All right. Okay. You got one? Odibana. Odibana. Yeah, that's that one. That's that one. Smell, inhale. Got it? Yeah, oh, he's getting Ishpahon. Not Ipahonji, but Ishpaho. You know, yeah. Ishpahon? Ishpahon? Oh, he took it?
Yes.
Non père Henri.
Non père Henri. What'd he say? Non père Henri. I'm hungry. Yeah, still?
Burn a lot of calories.
Yeah, yeah, there it is. There it is, brother, right there. Waskide. Jean He. I don't know. O-Share would be like plentiful. There's an abundance of it. And the other one was what? Jean He. It'd probably be O-Share, like this plentiful abundance of. Like what is the Mozeska O-Share? Like they're rich because they've got a lot of money. That'd probably be better.
Dogny.
Ondogany.
Ondogny.
Ondogany. What's she saying? She's happy. Yeah, that's that Iwiki de ondogany. Just that ondogany. I'm happy. I'm pleased. Did you retool, Karen? You got another one? You got another one in the.
Yeah, you just said it. Obi, oh, the oh, no, I won't say that one. I just want to say, Iwiki de Adogny.
Iwiki de ondogany. That's a beautiful one. Can't y'all see that Iwiki de. That's that we is that I to you. Ki de, iki de is that I see you and you're like my relation. You know, being Quapaw people, we're all right there. We're related. Ondogany makes me feel good. I'm happy. I'm pleased. Iwiki de ondogany. You know, I'm pleased to see you. It's good to see you, and especially coming out of this time frame. You know, this COVID time frame. We've been stuck at our houses, and then, you know, we get into this. You know, well, we get to get around each other, see each other. So. Use that one. Yeah, it's just, I'm happy to see you.
Shonke, Jutse, Numba.
Two red dogs. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Like I said, guys, I hope you all feel comfortable enough, and we're in here just to go ahead and say, step out there, try to put it out. And because we're as hard as you're trying to speak it, I know we're trying just as hard to understand. It's like, and we're all students of the language. We're all trying to learn. We're always constantly learning. Guys, it is 5 till 7. Let's just take a break. If you want to get some more food, come back. Let's take a break, and we'll get back in with the prayer phrases. If you want, there's plenty of food, plenty of drinks. You left. I gave. Okay, so once again, what we've got here is like pre-prayer phrases. And again, guys, once you get a little comfortable with these, you can kind of change some things around. You can kind of move things around, but these pre-prayer phrases, I'll quit talking about them, just hand them out, are just, little things we'd say right. Oh, did I miss you? I did that again.
Doing it on purpose.
Uh-huh. There you are. Yeah. Pre-prayer. Well, you'll see what I mean when you get it. It's just. For instance, this pre-prayer phrase, we'll get into number 1, pray, wata. Everybody say that, wata. That's just to pray, but it's also like, beg, plead, ask. It's that thought. So get that, in your thought. That wata is just to, beckon to that. Because when we pray, we're usually, that's what we're doing. We're asking for these things. We're asking for our family. We're asking for this to happen. So that wata kind of, it just can't pigeonhole it necessarily in pray. It also means to ask for something. And that's just it, wata. But I pray. We're conjugating now. Awata. Awata. So I pray, awata. That's that conjugation, awata. And then we know gombada, right? Gombada. So that first one, I want to pray. I want to pray. Sitting around there at the table, whatever. That's my thought in that one was, I'm sitting there, got your family gathered around, and you're going to say, awata gombada. All right? I want to pray. I want to pray, awata gombada. Now, having said that, if I said wata gombada, that'd be okay too. That's just to pray and I want, That'd work too. Our language, you'd hear it both ways, but I'll just give you that like I said, the beauty of that conjugation, how that works. Awata gombada. So, I want to pray. Let's go around the room. Virginia, you get the back cleanup on this one. I'm going to come over. Oh, you start. All right, awata gombada. Right here. We're going to this table.
Oh.
The hot seat.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here next week.
Awata gombada. I want to pray.
Awata gombada.
Awata gombada. All right. You up? Eating? We'll come back.
Awata gombada. Awata gombada. Awata gombada. Awata gombada.
You're here.
Gombada.
Yeah. Awata gombada. So awata is that I pray. Gombada I want. I want to pray. So you get what I'm saying with these sort of pre-prayer phrases, right? I want to pray. Number 2, I'm going to pray. That taminke, that puts that, I'm going to do that in the future. So kind of sitting here at this table, and it's like, I'm going to pray. That's where the fixing to, I'm about to, I'm going to, that's that is that future. If you look down below there, I've got that, like I pray plus future will, and then I'm sitting here and I'm doing that. So I am going to pray. Awata taminke. You up, Virginia?
Awata taminke.
Taminke. And that would be minkshe, but it's just minke.
Right.
That's that.
See, that time it was good. I said
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Awata taminke.
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 Taminke. Now, I'm going to pray.
Awata taminke.
Awata taminke. Awata taminke. Awata taminke. And guys, remember, on these T's and these D's aren't quite as hard as they are in English. So when you look at that one, you might be like, ta. It's more kind of like that, ta, awata taminke. It's those T's and D's, and, linguists will show different ways to write those and some wills, but just remember, it's a little, not as harsh, I guess you'd say. Those consonants aren't as harsh. Awata taminke.
Awata taminke.
Taminke. See? That's how close we are.
Awata taminke.
Awata taminke.
Awata taminke. Awata taminke. Awata taminke.
Awata, I pray, taminke. I'm fixing to. I'm about to. I'm going to. So, number 1, you're sitting there, I want to pray. You're gonna. That's what you're gonna say. Or I'm going to pray. I'm fixing to address the people, and they'll know. He's always fixing to pray. Okay. Now here's where we go, getting a little bit of that conjugation. I want you to pray. I want you to pray. So, and you know how that happens. I mean, I've been sitting there and, it's like I'm minding my own business, and then somebody will come up and say, I want you to pray. And it's like, oh my God, and I don't know, I still get nervous. I still get, caught off guard, and it's like, oh no. But this is that one where we're coming at that person. You're talking to that person and you say, I want you to pray. I want you to pray. So that dawata, that's you pray. Dawata, you pray. So dawata, you pray. Gombada, I want you to pray. All right? Dawata gombada. Dawata gombada. I want you to pray. But you're talking to me. Yes. Dawata gombada. Dawata gombada. I want you to pray. Dawata, you pray. Gombada, I want you to pray. Any questions on those? Okay. Number 4. Just kind of, like I said, these are just things I'm just throwing out there. You hear people say, but in this instance, I'm coming, Joseph, I'm coming at you. I'm walking up there to you and I'm saying, do you want to pray for the meal? I'm giving you an out on this one. I'm saying, hey now, Yeah, would you mind praying for the meal? You know, because that other one, it's just like, boy, it's just right at you. Tawata komada. You know, there's no out there. It's just like, oh no, here I go. But this one, you know, I'm like, you know, do you want to? So that wanombre, that's that meal, that's that food, that's all that fixings, that's all that sitting over there, that wanombre, all of this, that wanombre, all of that, ain't that popcorn over there? What wanombre, wata, just to pray. Just to pray. Don't even get that dawata in there. Just wata, to pray. Skonta, you want. You want to pray for that? You want to pray for that meal? Pray for that food? One hombre, wata skonta.
One hombre, wata skonta.
Good.
One hombre, wata skonta. One hombre, wata skonta.
Nombre watas conta. Nombre watas conta.
One hombre, wata skonta. One hombre, wata skonta.
Unabade watas conta. Unabade watas conta.
Unabade watas conta. Unabade watas conta. Unabade watas conta.
One hombre, wata skonta. Now, guys, there's like, you know, give like this, try to make it easy and try to go along there. But man, we even had like tails. I call it a tail, like a tail. Like there would even be another one to signify question. You know, like in English, we do it with, what's that called? Inflection? Intonation. Intonation, you know, da-da-da-da-da. You know, but we actually in our language have these little tails that'll go on there just to be like, I'm asking a question versus a statement too. But like I said, I just want you to feel comfortable, make things, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just kind of, if you go down the road and we get involved in here a little bit more, you'll see that, man, there's a sound, there's a syllable we put on there that makes it a question versus, you know, how we do in English. You know, in English, we just kind of take care of it, just kind of goes up, you know. Da-da-da-da. Oh. So, wanombre wata skonta. So you get that, and you know, we can go different ways. If there's something else that you have my email. There's like a certain other order that you're looking for, but that kind of covers it. It's either I want to pray or I want you to pray. That's that pre-prayer phrases. Now turn the page. These this beginning, you might say, this beginning of this prayer. A lot of times, this is what you tend to hear. You know, if you're at a lot of these doings, this is that general start. There's variations. I put that out there. That first one, you could just say wakanta. You know, just say wakanta. Just get right in there. That could be just that first address, talking to God, just that addressing Him, wakanta. Number two, so we'll kind of get into this intate wakanta. Intate wakanta, wakanda ijinke. You know, you hear that a lot. You hear that. That's just that. That's almost that standard with our Siouan people or around in this area. You know, our Osage relatives, our Ponca relatives, this around here, they all kind of start that way. But you don't have to. You know, like I said, it's your prayer. You could start however you want. But I just give you that understanding. Because too, like I said, maybe you won't ever pray. Maybe you don't feel that. But at least with this, you'll understand. You'll have an understanding of what's being said. Because a lot of these beginnings are kind of the same. We all just kind of start out the same, and then you kind of just flow with it. But we'll just go around the room with that first one. You'll hear wakanta, wakonta, wakanda, I mean, you know, like I said, those T's and D's, man, sometimes they're just interchangeable. On versus on. K's and G's. But in this one, you usually hear that kind of that little harder K. But I want you to feel comfortable in this, but we'll just wakanta. Y'all got kids? If you got kids, what's that Black Panther movie? Y'all, you know? I remember my kids, they take me to these movies, you know, and I'm always happy to go with them. I'm still glad they invite me. And go in there and eat my popcorn, and usually I don't even know what I'm getting myself into, but I remember I got into that movie, you know, sitting there, and then all of a sudden they start in with this, and I'm like, what? Y'all hear that? You know, and even the boys, they're around enough, you know, they were like, hey, that guy's, is he praying? I said, no, I don't think so. But so that's that. You could do that, just that first beginning. If you're comfortable with that, you could do that. But the next flow, and they're all, you know, they're in pairs, this 2 and 3. So as we go around, if you're comfortable, we should just go ahead and say though that intate. So that intate is like my father. Even father conjugates. Even father kind of has, it doesn't say like father wita or father dita. Even father conjugates, mother conjugates. So intate wakanda, like I'm saying, Father God, my Father God. And then wakanda ijinke. Ijinke kind of conjugates a bit. Ijinke is his son. So wakanda ijinke, his son. Wijinke, if I said Wijinke, I'm talking about my son. Wijinke, good to see you. You know, the older guys that kind of talk to you that way back in, you know, Wijinke, they all just call you that, them old guys. But no one calls me that anymore. I guess I'm too old. Intate wakanda ijinke. Give that a shot. Ijinke. Remember that E is always going to have that eh sound. That E, when you see, is going to have that eh as in egg. And sometimes we like to A it a lot of times. I do. Ali. Hota. Wakanta ijinke. Ijinke. Remember, ijinke is like his son, his or her son. If Joseph and I are talking, we're talking about someone else's son, it would be ijinke, you know. But wijinke, I'm talking about my son. Dijinke, talking about your son. But it's just that conjugation kind of. So ijinke is that his son.
Intante wakanta ijinke.
Intate wakonda ijinke.
Intate wakanda ijinke. Intate wakanta ijinke.
Intate wakanda ijinke. Intate wakanda ijinke.
All right, there it is. And if you guys know, that's usually that first part of that prayer, usually. That first part that you hear when they start out. Now, this is another one, this number 4. This is another one that you'll hear a lot. Humpa is day. Humpa is day. Now, you'll see day written all kinds of ways, with a P and a B, O and sometimes they even throw an M on there, like homba, homba. But we don't have that om sound. But it appears when you have a on or an on in front of a P or a B. If I say it slow, hon, ba. Don't hear it. But if I say it fast, homba, homba. It's in there, but you'll never find an om syllable by itself. But we hear it because it smashes in hon, ba, hon, ba. But when we say it fast, homba, homba, it just kind of appears like in that gon, ba-da. You say it slow, gon, ba-da. We say it fast, gon, ba-da. We hear that M in there, but you're not going to find an om, is what I'm getting at. It's just everything's going to be om. But it appears when we say it fast. So, humpa de. De is this. Humpa de, today, this day. Talking about today. Humpa de. She, that next word, she, again. She is again. She, again, ekia, say it. Say it again. Humpa de she, o, we, ki, e. Let's all say that one slow because there's a lot going on there. O, we, ki, de. O, we, ki, de. O, we, ki, de. And that is, the we is the I to you, the ki is that talking to him, it's that I'm speaking, I'm talking to you. So today, I'm talking to you again. Humpa de shi o wikia. Humpa de shi o wikia. Today, I'm talking to you again. I'm addressing you again. Any questions on those? Humpa de shi o wikia. O-wikia, and I can O-wikia to just one person here, O-wikia. That's just, I'm talking to you. O-wikia, I'm talking to you. All right, give it a shot, whole thing. Humpa de, she O-wikia. Yeah.
Humpa de shi owikia.
O-wikia. And if you got to say it slow, if you got to, just sound those syllables out. Humpa de shi o-wikia. O-wik. Yep. Yeah. O-wik. You're shooting for but like I said, we got that Oklahoma Okie accent. And if you kind of take away O-wiki, I mean, you're shooting for O-wiki, But man, we like to A things up, you know.
Humpa de shi owikia. Humpa de shi owikia.
Humpa de shi owikie. Humpa de shi owikie. Humpa de shi owikie.
Humpa de
Humpa de
shi
shi
o-wikia.
owikie.
O-wikia. And that kia kind of goes into that kia. Humpa de shi o-wikia. Kia. Humpa de shi o-wikia.
Humpa de shi owikie.
Shi o-wikia.
Shi owikie. Humpa de shi owikie.
All right, so there you go. You hear that a lot. You hear that a lot. That similar phrase, that humpa de shi o-wikia. Today I'm talking to you again. This day. Now, granted, as we go further along, or you get curious, you could say tonight. You could say this morning. Whatever. But humpa de kind of covers that whole range. It could be dark out there, and I can still say Humpa Shi O-Wikia, you know, I'm coming to you this day. Any questions on those? Because y'all know what's about to, I mean, ideally, like I said, this is class 2, we got 3, and 4. Ideally on 4, class 4, you would, you know, sit down and just, you're going to take these home, going to put things together, kind of get it lined out, what you feel comfortable doing, and then we're going to try to go ahead and all have a little prayer here, you know. Don't bite off more than you can chew. If you're not comfortable with huge, you know, you could just come with some of these small things. So it's going to be, not worried about the pre-prayer phrases. That's just kind of bonus. You know, might come to you and want you to pray. That's just little things. But then we're going to get into that, the beginning, and kind of this body, and then just kind of an ending. You know, kind of talking about that food, and then just wrapping it up. And you know, you could just say this much, and then go into English. You know, if you wanted to, or you could say it all in Quapaw, cut it off, leave it there. You know, however you want to do it, but that's what we're going to try to come away from this class is you'll be able to put these things. I'm not by any means saying you got to stretch all of these together and expect, you know, you to have those. If you did, good. But if not, just pick the ones that mean a little something to you, what you feel comfortable with, and then we can put those together. So another thing you'll hear people say in that kind of that beginning of that prayer, Hampa de jaje wiberate. Hampa de jaje wiberate. Today I'm calling on your name. Today I'm saying your name aloud. Today I'm you know, it's kind of English, you know, kind of say the same thing. Hampa de jaje wiberate. Y'all see that we in there a lot, and that's that we, that's that I to you, when you see that syllable a lot of times. So we're back to Hampa de, today, jaje. Jaje is that name, literally name. Jaje is name. We barate. Barate is I'm like calling out, I'm saying loud, I'm talking, I'm in that we is I to you. So today I'm calling on you, calling your name out. Now, once again, you put that with that other one or this one by itself, you pick and choose, but that's just what you tend to hear a lot at this kind of this beginning of the prayer. So Hampa de jaje we barate. You have to say it slow and sound it out. Yeah. Today I'm calling on your name, calling it out.
Hampa de da. Oh, wait a minute. Hampa de jaji wabide da.
Okay. Picking on you because you're my cousin, so okay. I can do that. Hampa de. I'm going to do it too. But we like I said, we like to A things up. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I do it constantly, and I have to like. But you're shooting for that eh. Hampa de. Hampa de. See, it's just what we do. But Hampa de jaje wiberate. And it even like jaje. And I mean, we try to take that eh to an a, but we're just trying to keep it in that part. But I'm going to do it too. I'm just telling you, we're shooting for that. But Hampa de jaje wiberate. Remember, in that it's that jaje, because sometimes you might go a different direction with the e sound versus the e sound. Hampa de jaje wiberate.
Hampa de jaje wiberate.
Yep.
Hampa de jaje wiberate.
Hampa de jaje wiberate.
Hampa de jaje wiberate. Hampa de
Jaje.
My bad. Hampa de jaje wiberate.
There you go. There you go. So you can use either one of those, or you can use them both. Today, today I'm talking to you again. Today I'm calling your name. Just those are some of those like I said, pre ones you hear. Another one. It's the same. This is the exact same thought. The exact same. It's just conjugated a little different, and you'll hear it both ways. But that, we talk about that Uga'xpa, 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 Uga'xpa. That's that, that pitiful, that humble. It kind of goes. It can get big, but really, it's just, I don't know nothing. I'm doing my best. I'm pitiful. This is all I got. It's that, in this instance, it's that. But if maybe somebody, they're grieving. They're grieving. They've got troubles. Well, they're Uga'xpa too. We all are. And that's what you're saying there. So in that number 6, talking about yourself, that conjugation. Remember that dogany. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. Wicked dogany, And that's that talking about yourself. Well, same thing here. Uga'xpa. I'm pitiful. I'm humble. I'm just doing my best standing here. The other one, Uga'xpa minke. We've talked about that a little bit, that minke. It in Osage goes over that minkshe. It still conjugates. I mean, it's basically you're saying now I'm that way. I'm sitting here and I'm that way. I'm that guy. So we'll go around first with that Uga'xpa. And what you'll hear a lot too is that those individual syllables, but you hear people, it kind of morphs into like Uga'xpa. You hear people say Uga'xpa, Uga'xpa, and they're just touching on that, in between that Xpa and that ni. Uga'xpa, Uga'xpa, Uga'xpa. But that is it. It's on Uga'xpa. And if you just kind of, like skipping that rock across that water, you kind of hit off that next syllable. It's a little easier to say too. Talking about yourself, yeah. Tough one, isn't it? That Xpa. We're getting that sound. Going back to O-gah-pah. O-gah-pah nikashika. O-gah-pah. It's that. On-Uga'xpa. 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 So there you go. You're just talking about yourself. I'm that way. I'm humble. I'm humbly here. What if I said Wata on-Uga'xpa? Wata on-Uga'xpa. Wata on-Uga'xpa. All Wata, I'm praying. On-Uga'xpa, I'm pitiful. That's my pitiful prayer. Doing my best. Next one, Uga'xpa minke. There you go. So, and ideally, that minke is kind of like I'm sitting, but a lot of times it's almost in this era and this time frame, it's kind of blanketed over to they could be standing and still say that. it's kind of almost become a universal one. But there is different terms for, like, you know, sitting here versus standing here versus me moving around. There are different terms, but that minke kind of, in today's time, has kind of taken that all-encompassing. You know, you could be standing there and doing it, but we do have those terms. So that's why I do show that, because as we get into stuff and you look at stuff, because it paints that picture. You know, those words. You know, it's like that minke. It could be like they're sitting there. That you know, the others could be. Now he's out there moving around doing it, or he's just standing still doing it. And we can get into those, you know. But I just want you, like I said, feel comfortable and know that everybody, regardless if they're sitting or standing, tends to use that minke, minke. Just kind of covers that.
Is that Brishta? Brishta Minke?
Yeah, I'm finished. Yeah. And you could say Brishta, but I mean, is anybody Brishta minke? You know, they could be moving around doing it. It's kind of taken onto that, but there is a term for moving around and all that. Any questions on those? So you get the gist of where we're going with this. You're just going to get, you know, present these little terms, these phrases, be thinking about, you know, maybe what your intro would be. Maybe some of those you like. Maybe there's something else that I'm missing, you know, that you maybe, you know, you're interested in saying, you know, try it, come back. That's just, I'd say, just what I tend to hear, what people tend to say as we go around our other relations, our other people. Any questions, statements, comments, observations? All right. You guys good? You guys want to go some more? Am I keep? We got time. All right.
I know he was going to.
You are welcome. Oh, what did I get two? I get you two. There you go. And before we get going on these, because I know, like, into class, I'll say, all right, let's go, and everybody will break. But take this, be sure and take this home and kind of study on them. Try to have for next class, try to have that first part put together, you know, something, that beginning. Try to have, and what's comfortable to you, what you feel comfortable doing. You don't have to do all that, but just, you know, that first initial part, you've got some ideas there, and work on that, put that together, and when we come back next Wednesday, and we'll try those. We'll try that first part, you know. So just work on that this week. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Guys, one typo on there. If you guys have ever done any work on Word or anything, it tries to help you. So it tries to help you. You know, it's trying to help you fix those words. Well, on number 2, that one nombre da he, there should be a hyphen. That E should not be stressed. There should just be a hyphen like the word above in number 1. But it thought I was making a mistake, and it tried to help me fix that. So it stressed E versus there just being that glottal sound in there. I didn't catch it till I printed out all these. Or I'd have fixed it, but. Okay. That first word. How far we got there? Yeah. That first word. To bless, to pity, to have mercy, be kind, sympathetic, care for. Da-ch-ede. 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 Now, our Osage relation would say da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede. And you might hear that at times. Da-ch-ede. 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 And look at our Ponca Omaha relation. They just dropped it. Da-ede. Da-ede. They just did away with it. We've got it harsh. And in our Osage and Kaw relation, they kind of kept that We just have that And that's what that symbol represents. It's not a he, it's a Da-ede. Da-ede. So that is to be, like I said, that bless, be kind to, be sympathize, all those things that catches. Let's go around trying to say that one and just say it slow. Da-ede. Da-ede. Virginia, you're in the hot seat tonight. Get that drink. Get that drink.
Yeah.
Get that drink of water before you attempt that one.
Da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede.
Da-ch-ede.
Da-ch-ede.
It's tough. It's a tough one. We got
I can't rhyme. Da-ch-ede.
da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede. It is. Da-ch-ede.
I had that sound pretty good for the cut 'em out. Then I cut 'em out and I tried to say it again. I couldn't say it like I used to.
Really?
Yeah.
So when they took out your tonsils, it changed that sound, that pitch, that.
Talk about that skip.
Yeah.
Come out like a skip pretty quick.
Da-ch-ede. Yeah.
Okay.
You have to relearn it instead of from the sides of your tongue, it goes to the top.
Really?
Yeah, you can't make it as loud.
Huh. So that's what we're shooting for. But guys, do your best. You know, these are so hard. You know, when you start out, we don't make these sounds in English. And then that's why a lot of them, you know, we kind of lightened them up and certain sounds change, but it's at da-ch-ede. We're shooting for that, but just do your best. Da-ch-ede.
Da-ch-ede.
Da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede. Da-ch-ede.
Da-ch-ede. And that conjugates, you know. Da-che-ade, da-che-dade. But, you know, in for the purposes of this prayer, da-che-dade. You bless, you know, because we're praying, so that's that da-che-dade. Asking you to bless that. Now, having said that, if you're more comfortable with just keeping it at that to bless, you know, just that's all right too. You know, that conjugation gets tough. It adds that whole other syllable in there. Entirely up to you. If you want to just keep it in that realm of to bless, good. If you want to try to conjugate that, that's fine. So that number 2, I want you to bless the meal. So, you know, in this instance, you know, we've went through that prayer asking God to have mercy, sympathetic, careful, bless this, take pity on this food here in front of us. One hombre da-che-dade combada.
Wanabade da-ch-ede da-combada. Wanabade da
de, wada.
One on the day, dag, de,
Dache.
kombada.
En dan ben je daar geen daar de komen dat.
Well, no, but there's no shit, dog, they come.
I want you to bless that, all that, right? Say it slow, slow down. One hombre, da, yeah.
One on the day, dag, he, da, de, kombada.
Wenombede, dache, dade,
Kumbada.
Wanabede, dagea dade, kumbra.
Wanabede, dagea dade, kumbada.
Wanabede, dagea dade, kumbra. Wanabede, dagea dade, kumbra. Wanabede, dagea dade, kumbra.
Good. Now, this is just one, if y'all have looked ahead or what, there's other avenues to get to blessing that food. Maybe you don't like, maybe we don't want to use that particular one, but yet again, I'm just trying to give you these different avenues, these different roads to go down. That's one you hear a lot as we, in these prayers, but you'll hear these other ones too. But it's tough. But I don't know. It's tough, but I like it. I think it's pretty. That next one is kind of just another little term that we'll get down in with these next ones. But that dache wadade, dache wadade, dache wadade.
dache, wadade, dachwen, dach. Hey, drink water. Okay.
I don't think it's gonna help. Wadadi.
Dag, he, wadada.
Wadade. Dache wadade. And what am I saying there? What are we saying? You bless them. You bless them. So there's still that da in there. Now wa dropped in is kind of referencing them. I want you to bless them. Or those things.
Dache, what are they?
Da.
Dagea dade.
Dache wa da de.
I'm sorry, I lost where we are.
Number 3.
Dagea wadade.
Dag, he, wadade.
Dache, e wadade.
Dache wa da de.
Dagea wadade. Dagea wadade. Dagea wadade. Dagea wadade. Dagea wadade.
All right, now we went over that because if you look down there to the next one, O-gah-pah nikashika. O-gah-pah nikashika. What am I saying there? Our Quapaw people. Our Quapaw people. O-gah-pah nikashika. And then we just worked on that word. Dache wadade kombada. I want you to bless our Quapaw people. All right. Now, another things could be put in there, but like I said, this is just kind of, in them prayers, here we talk about our people. Bless our people, bless our Quapaw people, bless this food, and bless our Quapaw people. So we've already done that. Dache wa da de. We know kombada. We worked on O-gah-pah. So the only kind of halfway new one is that nikashika, and that's that people, these people. So try to sound it out, say it slow. That number 5. Go ahead and give that a shot. Oh, I skipped one. I'm sorry. Y'all should have. All right, let's go back up to 4. And I should not have, because we can't forget about the cooks, can we? And I did it. I forgot about the cooks. So we've talked about that food. We've asked for that food to be blessed. But guys, our cooks, they're working hard. They work so hard over them open fires at times. You know, they're over here. You know, whatever they're doing, we've got to take care of those cooks, right? And a lot of those cooks, there's no money involved. There's nothing. They're just doing it to feed our people, to take care of our people, to keep us going, to keep us moving forward. So let's bless those cooks. Let's talk about those cooks. So ohon is to cook. Ohon is to cook. Now, apa is kind of like turning that into those people. It's kind of like a minke. It kind of turns it into them. They're over there doing that. Those cooks that are over there doing that. Apa. That's what they're doing. Ohon apa. And there's a number of ways to get to this, but I'm just saying we're going down this road. I want you to bless those cooks. So ohon apa. Apa makes them be, they're just over there doing that. It turns the verb of to cook into actual, they're over there cooking. The cooks. Does that make sense? Apa turns it from just the verb of cook to, there they are, those cooks, they're over there doing that. They've done that. Ohon apa, dache warade kombada. Ohon apa, dache warade kombada. Blessing those cooks.
Ohon apa dache wadade.
Ohon apa wadade kombada.
Ohon apa dach wadade kombada.
But you don't have to put the kombada on there, because you just said, you just, like with what you just said without the kombada, you just said, bless those cooks, Just bless those cooks. Dache.
Ohon apa dake iwadade nomada.
Kombada.
Kombada.
Yeah.
Ohon apa dache wadade kombada.
Ohon apa dache wadade kombada.
Ohon apa dache wadade kombada. Ohon apa dache wadade kombada. Ohon apa dache wadade kombada. Ohon apa dache wadade kombada.
Okay. On that ohon, instead of like saying that ohon, don't hit it. Those nasals are like on versus on or on. Ohon. So that ohon, you're kind of shooting. You're trying to get to ohon. It's got that nasal sound. So that ohon is what you're shooting for. That's why it's just that little N instead of like ohon. You want to try to shoot that ohon apa. Those cooks. Okay, back to our Quapaw people. O-gah-pah nikashi dache warade kombada. Blessing our Quapaw people. We blessed our cooks, blessed our food, blessed our cooks. Talking about our Quapaw people. And then that number 6 is our term for Indian people, right? Jojite Zani. So Jojite Zani. Jojite Zani. Jojite is our Indian people, Indian, Zani is all of them. So bless all Indian people. Jojite Zani. The other one, O-gah-pah, Nikashika. So everybody, because we're just getting close to time, that's why I just kind of got to that. And we can come back next week, we can kind of touch on those. But O-gah-pah, Nikashika. The tail's always, the end's going to be the same. We've just plugged in our Quapaw people, we plugged in all Indian people. Any questions on that? If you don't feel like asking, I'll hang around. It's 8 o'clock. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. Like I said, if you have any questions, I'll be around here. Email me, let me know. We still got plenty of food. Please take some home with you. Next week, try to put something together. Try to have that beginning. Try to come in with that beginning set, and maybe kind of get down to this point that we just ended on. Once again, if you don't feel comfortable, just bite off what you can chew, wrestle with it. You can always add to it, but try to come in with a, little something there, what you feel comfortable with. All right? Thank you for coming. Appreciate you guys being here. Have a good evening. Safe travels. Don't forget about that food. Yeah, all right. Thank you.